I'd now like to invite Dr. Margaret Chan, Director General, World Health Organization, to address the guests.
His Excellency, the President of India, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Honorable Sonia Gandhi, Honorable Sushma Swaji, Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare, my very good friend, Mr. Ron Burton, the President of Rotary International, UNICEF colleagues and other UN colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am most pleased to join others in celebrating India's triumph over polio. At the risk of repeating some of the messages, we all know success worth repeating. Everybody loves a success story, especially one of this magnitude. India has now gone 3 consecutive years without a single case of polio. Confidence in this achievement is supported by a world-class surveillance system and a level of vigilance and preparedness ready to manage any imported case as a public health emergency. In fact, the surveillance system in India not only meets all international standards for high-quality performance, it surpasses them. After 3 years, we can say with certainty that the soil of this vast and densely populated country is now free of a virus that killed and crippled children for centuries. Many critics believe that this day would never come, that the polio virus was too firmly entrenched in India, that India would never be polio-free. In their view, of course I disagree, India had limited means and unlimited challenges. They would point to the country's huge population, high birth rate, dense pockets of poverty, poor sanitation, widespread diarrhea, difficult terrain, and resistance to vaccination among some groups. These were real and daunting challenges. But the doubters miss one decisive factor: the power of India's determination. India's determination to achieve the impossible, to go from the world's heaviest burden of polio cases to 0. When you look at it against these challenges, India's achievement is truly an epic success story, a proof that any country that really wants to can defeat polio. Government ownership of the initiative, the eradication initiative, at the union, state, and district level was decisive, as were the billions of dollars poured into the effort by the government. India worked together seamlessly with its international partners, including, of course, Rotary International, the US CDC, UNICEF, WHO, with support from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Another important success factor is a can-do attitude, as witnessed by the unwavering dedications of millions of frontline workers, vaccinators, volunteers, religious leaders. I thank you for your commitment to the health of the people of this country. Allow me to illustrate the magnitude of this achievement with just a few statistics. In the 1970s, India was home to as many as 200,000 polio cases each year. Each nationwide polio campaign involved the vaccination of nearly 170 million children by an army of 2.3 million vaccinators. For those people who are not used to big numbers, this is a big challenge. The reporting of suspected polio cases rely on a network of more than 39,000 health facilities from the public, private, and non-traditional sectors. The need to reach every child meant that every nook and cranny of this vast country was crisscrossed by tireless polio workers. It also meant reaching every child in marginalized and migrant populations. India, arguably facing the toughest challenges for any polio endemic country. India met each problem with creativity and innovation. In so doing, this country pioneered key operational and technical strategies as lessons for other countries. India quickly took advantage of new technologies and served as a proving ground for their effectiveness. When better systems to support high-quality performance was needed, India built them. With the support from the WHO Country Office, India built its world-class surveillance system. An effective and reliable network of laboratories was established to support poliovirus testing and the rapid confirmation of cases. Millions and millions of vaccinators were supervised and motivated. India also made very good use of another unique asset, and that is your Bollywood film stars and celebrities. As the number of cases dwindled and the polio map began to shrink, independent monitoring of progress was introduced to provide a framework of accountability. Meticulous microplanning was done properly to guide each and every vaccination team. And many of them are here today. I want to give them a big clap. They worked very hard each and every day of an immunization campaign, making sure that the logistical support down to the last detail was attended to. Surveillance and monitoring generated high-quality data. Constant research produced the evidence for the fine-tuning of strategies. Another strength of India's polio program. Research, it is important. Research improved our understanding of the dynamics of transmission in different populations and environments, the effectiveness of different vaccines, and the reasons why some children were being missed. When research determined that vaccine efficacy was compromised in children with severe diarrhea, social mobilization led by UNICEF, supported by all partners, was used to educate households on diarrheal prevention. Pressure on the polio virus increased each time a problem was uncovered and solved. In the end, it was the best of human creativity, ingenuity, determination, and perseverance that pushed the polio virus out of India. Ladies and gentlemen, India has shown the world that there is no such thing as impossible. This is likely the greatest lesson and the greatest inspiration for the rest of the world. India's leadership in polio eradication is widely appreciated and warmly welcomed, especially by the 194 countries in WHO. India has shared its experiences, best practices, lessons learned, and expert staff with the remaining endemic countries. The defeat of polio in India paves the way for certification for the entire Southeast Asia region as polio-free, possibly at the end of March. When this happens, nearly 80% of the world's population, let's calculate, 7 billion, 80% of that, you know the number, nearly 80% of the world's population will be living in countries that are certified polio-free. India, I want you for your contribution to this number. The polio-free status is not a given, ladies and gentlemen. The polio-free status of every country means we need to work harder. A lot more needs to be done, especially in the remaining endemic countries. But India provides the decisive proof that eradication is feasible, technically and operationally. India is fully aware of the need to safeguard its magnificent achievement. Immunization against polio remains high. The emergency preparedness and response plans are in place to respond urgently to any importations. India will continue its role as a global leader as the polio endgame is implemented, including through the introduction of inactivated polio vaccine and the stepwise phasing out of the oral polio virus vaccine. Right now, the country is using the legacy of this polio success to intensify routine immunization, with a special emphasis on reaching underserved and marginalized populations. The elimination of measles will likely be your next permanent improvement for the health of India's people. Ladies and gentlemen, the 13th of January this year, the news that India had now gone 3 years without a polio case make headlines around the world. This is truly a monumental achievement that fully deserves today's celebration. Thank you.